Hello, everyone, and welcome back to coverage of the NSDCA Mountain Dew Custom Series, season number 7. We're here at the I-69 Speedway in Port Huron, Michigan, for race number 5 of the season, the Motorcraft Quick Lane 225. Got a packed house. The Sundrop Cup Series joining us for their first time around I-69 this weekend, but this is our third trip to the venue. And we are under the lights once again for 50 laps of action. We got a 35 car field once again, and let's take a look at some of the members of that. On the pole, Adam Mitchell. This is his second pole of the season here, and his number 83. This is Shade Burkhart Racing's best chance at a possible title run in the works here in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. They started out just a few seasons ago missing races consistently with their 0 and 83 cars, but now the 83 is a strong force, and the 93, bit of a project, but and that 93 can perform. Adam Mitchell, though, his second pole of the season, looking to get it done here today. To the outside, though, a veteran, a driver who I think it's his first trip here, but looking to get experience before the upcoming Cup race, is Jefferson in that 28 for Coors Light Racing. It's that team's second front row start in the past 2 races because Larry Hagan got on the pole at Steelback Stadium in that same 28 car. So some very good runs for that team starting up. But then you take a look back to row 2. Here comes Evernham Motorsports. This team are undefeated at this track. Logan Cloud, the Michigan man himself, won back in season 5 last year. It was Anderson Reed. Reed's back, although it's a different car. You see back there in 13th, the 39 was what he won last season, and he took to the title. But now, in the All-Star car, the number 91, the Mopar machine, can Anderson do it again and win here tonight? Or will it be another driver from Michigan starting to his outside? Jeffrey Finguy did not get it done here last year, but would love to do it here at his home venue. Row 3 sees some MDCS veterans, Cordell Smith and Kyle Corbett, and then some surprises in row 4 with Ethan Head and Alex Fletcher. More veterans dot row 5 with Mikey Yamakaze and Rose Henson. Let's not waste any more time and get this field of 35 fired up for 50 laps of action around this 1-mile oval. Let's go down trackside for your command.
Drivers, start your engines.
Field of 35 comes to life, and we did mention Logan Cloud, the winner here, the first for our first trip to the I-69 Speedway. He's in this race. It's a new team, a brand new team, the 22 Arclitex Motorsports. They're building up their Crown Royal Truck Series program, but they are down here in the MDCS as well now with a Chicken Express car. 11 in the Truck Series, 22 down here. Cloud looking to help them out on their debut. Also debuting is a new team back here, starting deep in the field, Ronnie Hank Racing. The Belk Pontiac here, a gray scheme. This is Ryan Butcher driving the car. We've got some interesting partnerships with the smaller teams, but the pace car is down. Adam Mitchell, Jefferson, bringing them down. The Motorcraft Quick Lane 225 is green. We're racing in pure Michigan. Already, you see that inside line, getting an incredible jump. Jeffrey Finguy going backwards, even further backwards. Alex Fletcher's, we're 4 wide back here. Patrick Smith, look at Logan Cloud carving his way up underneath the 17. Not wasting any time, wanting to get up to the front. Up at the front, though, Anderson Reed knows how to get it done here. Swoops underneath Adam Mitchell, clearing for the race lead. It's still black, white, and blue cars out at the front. Once again, just like last time out at Steelback. Jefferson, though, trying to cut his losses from a poor start on that high side, getting down. Can he look underneath fellow Texan Cordell Smith into turn 1? Not quite yet. Cordell walks it up the racetrack a little bit. Might have been scared seeing that intimidation of a black car with a big veteran in it. Jefferson looking for P3 to the inside. Once again, Jefferson should have the spot on corner exit. Ethan Head holds his own in the Shepherd 89 already. Reed trying to pull away out front. Adam Mitchell not letting him get too far, but Mitchell kind of botched his entry into the corner there. Had to take a weirder line. Got up out of the groove just a little bit. That's going to cost him. Possibly could have set up a move there in a 3 to take the lead back. Single file up front. Everybody settling down. Danny Lloyd started 11th. He's picking off some spots there in the 94. Patrick Smith looking to gain as well. Trying for that Evernham three-peat here at I-69. We haven't talked about Brandon Beal much since Daytona. He obviously won that race on series debut, but he's still 5th in the point standings. He's doing pretty well for himself for the growing Sladek Motorsports Group team, and a good run here tonight will help him out tremendously. Also in the top 5 of the point standings is Mack Johnson. They're in the 27 running midfield, as that is his teammate Bobo Jones, almost up into the wall here in the midfield. Really dicing it out with some of these guys. Christian Vargas, Archibald Buttersworth, Austin Delgado, Scott Roush back here. You see Gunnar Matson in the 11. Rockstar Energy Racing having a tough weekend here in Michigan. You don't see the 92 in the field. That's because Brad Stover missed the race as Mathis Wells throws it way up to the high side. Look at this racing back here. Just incredible. This is a wide racetrack, so they have a lot of room. But yes, Matheson's teammate Stover missed the race. Tough break. Dylan Young also back here. You see, shout out there to the 81 in another race. That's Colton Lane behind the wheel this time. So LEI relying on their veterans to help them out. You see the 30 and the 16 as well in the race. 2 Pontiacs who have been stuck in go home qualifying to start the season. That's Indy Vandervolt in the 16 and Mathis Wells in the 30. Oh, the 29 had a flat tire, so that's a tough break for, I believe, Alex Benyako this race. Yeah, I think that's going to put Benyako a lap down. Really tough break for that 29 team, who had a really good showing last time out at Steelback. Up at the front, the veterans showing their might. The Leeches, the Sundroppers, whatever you want to call them. Reed pulling away, and now Jefferson pushing the Toyotas back, trying to let Reed pull away. Jefferson, owner of the Texas Star Racing program. The boss team to the satellite, Evernham. But Evernham can show their might down here because TSR left the MDCS at the conclusion last season. This 91 is an ex-TSR car. Got sold to Evernham in the off-season, so I don't think JJ'd be too disappointed seeing that 91 out front. Settling down, Lloyd and Smith have gotten past Finn Guy. Yamakaze settling in, Henson setting in. There's Charles Sanford just outside, knocking on the top 10. Sanford 6th in the point standings right now, so a good run tonight will help him as he looks for 10th now underneath the 17. Rose has had some choice words for Mack Johnson after the Road America incident where the two of them got together, but she's got her mind on a lot of things, trying to put together a final season, possibly looking for a second career win in the NSDCA, and then focusing her efforts back to open wheel. But might have to get some last blows in before she leaves. I don't know if Matt could be too happy about that. He's running the midfield. Oh, he's not going to be too happy about that. Scott Roush just manhandles the 27 there through 3 and 4. I don't know if he got distracted by the Dirty Hooker 65 or what, but Roush has got some ties here to Michigan, so looking to do good, but a tough qualifying spot for that 21 has him coming from behind right now. Up at the front, laps clicking by pretty quickly. Lap 15 of 60. Cup race going to be much longer than this one. I think it's projected to be around 125 laps, so going to be a long one there in the Delphi Technologies 400, but from a broadcasting perspective, this is a fun one. There's a lot of action here, especially because it's such a wide racetrack. And if you go to a track like Pikes Peak, which is a similar D-shaped oval, it does not have the banking like this. You're lucky if you can go 2 wide, let alone 3 or 4. It's just, maybe it's something about the night here. It might be a full moon coming up. Camera director might have to point us up toward the skies, but they run really good here. These cars can just stick to this track surface and put on a show. And you see now Jefferson stalking his prey for the race lead. Reed runs it a little higher that time. Have to see who's got the fastest lap so far in this race. That would be Reed's teammate Patrick Smith, but Jefferson right behind him. Dodge lock out the top 5 in the fastest laps currently. Looking further back, here comes Cordell Smith recovering from concussion-like symptoms at Road America. Came back, had a good run at Steelback, jumped 14 positions in the point standings, up to 13th, and now could be on target for a second top 5 this season. Running a little bit higher that time through 1 and 2, trying to chase down that 83. Breaking into the top 5 now is Danny Lloyd, the Brit, number 94, Cloud Foster Racing Operations, based out of Michigan. So this is a very important race for them. They're down to 1 car this season. It seems to be benefiting them because Lloyd is P3 in the standings, although fans will be watching the battle all year long between Lloyd and Adam Mitchell, because Mitchell was highly tied, highly linked to that number 94 seat for this season, but he went to SBR instead, and Lloyd got the seat as well and is making the most of it. They're P2 and P3 in the standings, P3 and P5 respectively in the race. And a missed turn 1 won't help him, as here comes Ethan Head fighting back to the inside, trying to cross over, but no speed on corner exit. Now Patrick Smith trying to pass on the high side to get around the 89. Will it work? Seems to get the run off the corners when you're up top. He's going to out-duel Ethan Head to the line. Can he get him through 1 and 2? Just quite possibly. Ooh, has to back off a little bit. Head kind of pushed up. Wasn't as low as he could have been. Smith surrenders the spot. Now it's Lloyd's chances to pounce on P4. Getting a wide angle. You see Jefferson still trying to reel in the 91 out front. We might see another lead change in just a few laps. And that would be an incredible performance for Coors Light Racing if they could get it done today. But Evernham, that 91 car, is here for wins. And they've won half of the 4 races so far. Jay Evernham said in post-race comments, you know, might be batting 500, but he wants to be batting 600 after this one. As we approach halfway, Reed is on track to hit that mark. Seem to be settling down here in at least the top 10. You see Sanford back here. Dokes, really good run for this 22. This is a new team, brand new equipment on that Arclatex Dodge, but Logan Cloud having a veteran behind the wheel really seems to be helping out as Cloud chases down old rival John Dilks. The relationship between Cloud and Dilks seems to be improving as time goes on, but drivers are unpredictable, and I can't predict that they won't be running into each other at some point in the rest of their careers. The racing gods act in mysterious ways. As we look back up here to the fight for P5, Ethan Head coming back on the 94. It's going to be tight into turn 3. Head could throw it in, tries to get down to the bottom, but Lloyd, just too much momentum, really making the tire stick. I don't think there's too much tire fall off going on here. Barely, if any. These tires are still fresh, and that's what allows these MDCS drivers to really stick it to each other around this racetrack. Jefferson still hitting his marks, trying to hone in for the race lead. It's 2 seconds back to third, Adam Mitchell. Cordell Smith's got a bit of a gap as Lloyd got distracted with Ethan Head, but won't have too much distraction if Smith can pounce for P6. Further back through the field, the fight for 10th. Sanford wants it back. Rose is going to be easily going to give it up, though, and that's 17. Side by side down into turn 3. Looks like Rose is going to give it up for now, but probably wouldn't want to fall back behind Dilks as Dilks gets a little bit loose. You saw the car wiggle a little bit off turn 4. Can't get underneath the 17 as Rose now trying to get back around on the high side. And now Dilks sees the time is there to make the move. Sanford's going to shut the door, though. Oh, he left it open, though. The door was left just a crick open. And here comes the 68 underneath for 11th. Oh, and look at Cloud. Look at this. Cloud tried to get past Dilks on the high side. Cloud said it'd feel like a win for himself if he get this 22 into the top 10. And he's just about going to do it. He's got a few cars to pass, though. And he almost picked off Dilks. Boy, Cloud's getting on the gas really early there in 3 and 4. We got to look up to the race lead because the timing's getting a little tighter. Jefferson on the attack. Could he get to P1? Let's ride on board. Could we get a lead change here? All over the back bumper of the 91. No braking into these corners. They're just lifting off, and they're going to have to play games with the other. Who's going to drive it in deeper into the corner? Jefferson drives it in deeper. He could get it in the back of the 91. But Reed knows he doesn't want to drive it in too deep, wash up, and leave the bottom open. Open up that real estate just like he did right there. Look at this. The run from Jefferson. Oh, he couldn't get underneath him. All over the back bumper of the 91. Jefferson being patient, waiting for Reed to overdrive himself, overstep his boundaries. But Jefferson, he had a great opportunity there, but he could not get the bite off of turn 4. The car did not grip, and now he's washing up wide in turn 1. All that progress gone away in an instant. A great duel here between two champions in the NSDCA. Looking back, Danny Lloyd slipped back. We saw him when we jumped up to the race lead. He was getting attacked by the 89 of Ethan Head, and now he's fallen behind Patrick Smith as well. Back here, Sanford, Rose, and Dilks are still fighting it out. Cloud slipped back off of that, and now feeling the pressure from Kyle Corbett, who's having a good run for Hagen Enterprises. Corbett's currently P11 in the point standings. 2 top 10s for that 61 car. Hagen's team is really growing. Now back to the front. Jefferson still minding his business, but running out of time. Only 15 laps to go here in the Motorcraft Quick Lane 225. Here's the move. Reed was way up the hill, and now Jefferson on the attack. Drag race to the line. Reed leads it, sending it down into turn 1. Reed has to get off the brake. You see the exhaust fire spitting out of those X-pipes, and now Reed pushing it through turns 1 and 2, swoops back to the race lead. Jefferson might have to get this done on the high side. Throws it in through 3 and 4. This is an incredible battle. This is great stuff. Reed still leads at the line. Jefferson has to get the car to stick through 1 and 2. Has to have it rotate. And look at that. It's rotating, all right. But Reed, look at this. The run on the high side. Oh, fans on their feet. They are loving this here. And Jefferson finally clears through 3 and 4. New leader, 28. He's saying in racing all the time, catching him's one thing, passing him's another, and that proved to be the case for Jake Jefferson. But he can't pull away just yet because this 91 car is hungry. Still all over the tail of the 28, but has a terrible 3 and 4. Gonna buy Jefferson a little time. He gained about 2.5 tenths there. That's the margin he needs to protect over this 91. He can't let Reed come up close. We're gonna watch and see what the gap is this time. Buy at the line, figure out if we need to stay on this or we can jump around the field. Coming down, Jefferson leads it. Reed, about the same. That was a really fun battle, but folks, I don't think this one is over quite yet. Mitchell comfortably in 3rd. Cordell comfortably in 4th. Ethan Head could be feeling the pressure unless these 39 and 94 mix it up themselves for 6th. Patrick Smith, he's from Ontario, so Watkins Glen might be close to where he's from if I remember correctly, but Port Huron here in Michigan, just a stone's throw over the border, and here comes the 39 for 5th. Oh, man, Ethan Head walks up the racetrack. Oh, goodness, the 65 stopped in the middle of the racetrack. He's had a problem right into John Dilks. Oh, man, Dilks and Cloud. I said fate would have it. They get together. Everybody's scrambling. This is a disaster class. Scott Roush is damaged. Francois Chastain in the 01's going to be knocked out. Luke Evans might be in it. And we have a late race caution. What was Robert O'Reilly doing? Broken suspension, but it's absolutely inexcusable to stop in the middle of the racetrack. The NSDCA, they're not only going to review what happened, but if they can get this cleaned up on the backstretch, Kyle Corbett is out. Roush is laying fluid around the entire track, so that's not exactly going to be helpful. Got the 68, the 65, the 01 on pit road as well. Colton Lane's all beat up. 22's got damage. They might be able to try and throw a quickie yellow, possibly speed this up, give these drivers some more time to race underneath the green flag, but let's figure out what happened first to figure out what was going on there with the 65 of Robert O'Reilly. We're watching the 65 here. Tire blows right about there. You'll see him really lose a ton of pace, and he could bring it down on the apron, but I would think they'd go over this in the driver's reading, but O'Reilly keeps it up the hill and is limping now. I mean, the wheel is dragging. It's just dragging, and this car is just stuck and stranded. He's just waiting for these guys to go by, and it would have been better if he kept it on the high side instead of trying to cut down, because Dilks has nowhere to go. He was underneath the 17 and takes a hard hit into the back of the 65. Everybody else here trying to scramble to avoid, but they get caught up in this as well. Boy, really lucky there for the 27 of Mack Johnson, who's high up in points, not to get involved. But for Roush got into the 93, and that's where Lane got his damage as they all scrambled in the back. Slowing it down here with John Dilks. He's really battling the 35 and the 17 here. They are racing hard for this 10th place position. I think it was for 10th. They're fighting it out. And, you've got this pitch black car stopped on the back straightaway. The spotter might have missed it, or Dilks, coming up on it. He's trying to get high, but the 17's there. He lifts off. There's just no time to react. It just plows into the back of the 65. Nowhere for Corbett or Cloud to go. They slam into the 68. Hard hits there, but it's an early end of the day. Boy, Alex Fletcher, another near miss. Two Pontiacs really snuck through that one. And then you see there's Francois Chastain coming in. I think he hit what was left of the 65. And Roush was blowing up. He unlike the 65, he tried to bring it down pit road, but the cars came up on him too fast, and you're going to see it here. Catches out the Archibald Buttersworth and Colton Lane. Buttersworth lifted off the gas as well, but just no time. They get together, and Lane gets on the brakes, and it's just an accordion effect, especially with the fluid that Roush was laying down. Cloud picks up a bunch of spots because of this, but I don't know if it's going to matter with all that damage in the front of the 22. We'll get another angle or two of this one. We ride on board with John Dilks. It's a split-second decision, and you're thinking the car was not going to be stopped in the back straight, and you think he's going to keep coming down the track. It's just an unfortunate situation, really. Here's the view from the 0-1 of Francois Chastain. Scrambling through the smoke. Oh, he hit the 61. That's what happened, and then the 21 was following, and that's what knocked the 0-1 off the ground there a little bit. But it's been a tough start to this season for the driver out of Canada. Let's finish this one off, folks. We are going to have a late race restart. Alrighty, folks. Lights are out on the Pontiac pace car. We will be going green with 4 laps left in the Motorcraft Quick Lane 225. This race has been led primarily by veterans. Jay Jefferson has it now, but Anderson Reed has been hot on his tail to get that race lead back. Adam Mitchell, Cordell Smith, Patrick Smith round out your top 5. Out of the race after that wreck, Robert O'Reilly, Francois Chastain, Kyle Corbett, John Dilks, and Scott Roush. I think we will be having a talk with the driver and spotter of the 65 after the race, but we'll keep you posted on that. Could we see one of the smaller teams in Coors Light Racing get it done here today? Or will we see one of the powerhouses of the NSDCA, Evernham, maybe even Shade Burkhart Racing? Maybe it's time for CFRO to get another win here in the MDCS. Could Toyota Racing Development surprise? Many things could happen, but we're back green, and Jefferson, an excellent restart out of the 28. They have to get to him quickly. Reed has to focus on the 83 behind him, though, as well. Patrick Smith knocked out of line. Here comes Danny Lloyd underneath. But Smith could get the run off. He does. That's going to help Smith get around the 67, possibly for 4th. Now, coming down. 3 laps left. 3 miles left. Jefferson's pulling away. He is gapping the field. Reed may have used up his stuff. Getting dicey, going lower and lower than each other. Danny Lloyd trying to get underneath that 67. Trying to get it in the top 5. Patrick Smith, though, wants P3. Trying to get underneath the 83. Down into turn 1, driving it in. Jefferson, Jefferson has almost opened up a 2nd gap on this field. This is incredible. Coming to the white flag. Coors Light Racing, could they do it? Here comes Jefferson, just destroying the field on this late race restart. 1 to go. There's no time for Reed. Here comes Patrick Smith for 3rd underneath Adam Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get the run off the corner. No, goes too high, has to back off. But what a story. Coors Light Racing, the small team. I don't even think they're partnered with Texas Star Racing anymore. But Jefferson is going back to victory lane in the Mountain Dew Custom Series, getting it done in the 28. Evernham being undefeated at I-69 is out the window. Jefferson gets it done. What a story for this team to go to victory lane after missing races for the past 2 seasons. They are comfortably now in the top 28 of owners' points, and that win will help them out as well, as we're going to ignore... It's after the race. Don't worry about it. You know, things happen. Anderson Reed, you have to give it up for him as he hits his now destroyed teammate in the pit lane. Led the most laps, almost got it done once again here at I-69, but comes up short. Just they had nothing for Jefferson. Left me nearly speechless just how he just pulled away after that restart. Patrick Smith comes on P3. Really good run for him. That's going to help out his points lead as he beats Adam Mitchell in the standings once again. Mitchell P4, good run. Cordell Smith P5, good run. Lloyd, Yamakaze, Head, Finguy, and Sanford round out your top 10. Mack Johnson came home 12th. That's pretty good after not the best qualifying position. Logan Cloud was running up there toward the top 10. It's going to be 27th, not where he wants to end up. And then, obviously, the drivers that got knocked out after whatever the heck Robert O'Reilly was doing there on the back straightaway with a blown tire sitting in the middle of the racetrack. Hopefully those issues can be worked up upon, and hopefully everyone enjoyed watching this one tonight. We saw some great racing there at the front before the caution between Jefferson and Reed. Just an incredible battle, rivals some of the best we've seen in the NSDCA all time, I'd be willing to say. Thank you all for watching. Where we're going next in the MDCS, I don't know, because it's a short track, possibly Iowa, possibly Stafford, maybe even Martinsville. You'll just have to tune in next time and find out. We'll sign off here from I-69 in Port Huron, Michigan. See you next time on the NSDCA.